On the evening of July 17, 1996, as the setting summer sun began to silhouette the Manhattan skyline, Trans World Airlines Flight 800 departed from JFK International Airport on a non-stop flight to Paris, France.
My name is Wanda Kemp. I live in Augusta, Georgia. My brother, Lamar Allen, and his 16-year-old son, Ashton Lamar Allen, were on TWA Flight 800.
Good afternoon. We'll update the TWA crash story and join the Oprah Winfrey Show in a couple of minutes. First, the very latest on the crash of Flight 800. Federal safety officials and the FBI and New York City law officials have been all over the scene in the Atlantic Ocean, some 10 miles south of East Moriches on Long Island.
Let's, for a moment, recap what happened. We've got a TWA jetliner with 229 people on board. It exploded in a fireball moments after taking off from JFK Airport for Paris.
We saw a news flash with fire on the ocean. And, they started describing the events of that evening. And I remember saying, oh, those poor people and their family. We did not realize they were on the flight that evening. The next day, my mother, who had spoken with Lamar, called and asked me to go to their home because she was afraid they may have been on that plane. And I refused. But, oh, Mom, nothing's going to happen to them. They're fine. I'm glad I did refuse because their driveway was filled with reporters. I checked the voicemail on my answering sheet, and there was a message from my sister-in-law. The kids were outside playing, saying, Wanda, I think Lamar and Ashton were on that plane.
Ashton Lamar Allen. Otis Lamar Allen, Swain Amden, Joel Edward Anderson, Patricia Ann Anderson, Sienna Michelle Anderson.
Hundreds of residents from East Moriches gathered for a memorial service this afternoon. Many of them heard the explosion or witnessed the crash on Wednesday night. Today's service gave them an opportunity to grieve and to come to terms with the disaster.
The day after the memorial service, we went to the hangar in Calverton, and while we were there, we were told not to bring cameras, and we were not to touch anything. There were lots of FBI agents there.
Investigators remain reluctant to call this air disaster a crime or a bombing.
We may say that someday, but we're not saying that yet because we do not have the evidence to make that determination.
Everyone saw, there were 700 eyewitnesses who saw either something up in the sky or, they saw something.
Investigators ruled an electrical spark likely caused the center fuel tank to explode, but some think it was terrorism. Others believe a missile accidentally launched by the U.S. Navy brought the plane down.
We want to assure the American public, we want to assure the families of the victims of this horrendous tragedy that nothing like that has taken place, would take place, would ever take place.
The FBI came to my house and interviewed me, wanting to know if I recognized a certain remix. Of course, they wouldn't answer questions of mine, but and of course, we did recognize it. We always thought it was strange that the FBI controlled the investigation. We went to the hearing, Dad and I, in Baltimore, and when the hearings wound up, my father, who again is retired military, went up to Jim Kallstrom and said, Jim, as one veteran to another, do you agree that a missile was not involved? And Kallstrom said, Henry, it was not a missile.
You, sir, do me a disservice, a great disservice. I don't know how you, Jim Kallstrom, former director of the FBI, For the rest of you who sleep at night, I really wouldn't want to know. But if there's not justice in this life, believe me, I think there will be justice in the next. And I don't want to be anywhere near you when it comes.